What about suites? Do you have a couple of suites?
This guy.
No, this is a motel, so we cater more to off-road truckers and drunk teenagers.
Our motel video is kind of a hit, and we have been getting so many questions, so let's make a little questionnaire video for you. So here's a little bit of free information if you guys are looking into getting a motel or purchasing a motel. So what is exactly the main reason that we went from running it as a straight up mom and pop motel where you're typically doing like cash exchanges, one night stays, to running it as an automated, streamlined motel, kind of ran Airbnb style? We actually have a few reasons on why we shifted the way we're running the motel. Number one is we didn't want to pay for an on-site manager to be there the entire time. There's kind of no need for it because we actually put in surveillance cameras, we did keyless entry, and all of the communication is super streamlined with our PMS systems. And yes, guests could still book this motel on Expedia, they could still book on Google Vacations, they could even book on Airbnb. So now that we've even streamlined the booking method, this motel is advertised on many more platforms than just simply somebody driving by and coming in. What technology or softwares have we implemented at the motel? Well, for one, we've actually implemented a PMS system. We use Lodgify for our own Airbnb, so we actually are using Lodgify for the motel as well. So what exactly is a PMS system? PMS system is basically like a centralized software where all of the guest communication filters through, all of the revenue filters through, and we have access to actually promote the motel on Airbnb, VRBO, Expedia, Google Vacations, Priceline, Booking, like anywhere where you could book a hotel or a motel, Eagle's Nest is now on there. And the best part is all the money goes to the same exact account. And even better, we do not have to manually book and close off dates because now that everything is centralized within the PMS, if we know that September 22nd is getting booked, September 22nd is blocked off on all platforms across the board. The second answer to that question is that we also have really great templates for check-in and check-out processes, and they're super simple and dummy-proof. You know what? I really think that less is more, and this is the case when someone is checking into a motel.
Super easy, Johnny. Here's what I want you to do.
So we give them some super clear and straight up instructions, and same for the checkout. And honestly, it's been great. It's super easy, it's super user-friendly. The key code is the last of their phone number, and that's also an automated process. How has automating the motel kind of increased or decreased revenue? And to be honest, it has dramatically increased revenue. For one, we're not paying a salary of having an on-site manager, and we're not paying their rent, losing a room to rent out by having that on-site manager there.
Well, it's a no-brainer, Johnny.
And it's also super simple for guests to find us online and just book. That's no money to us, well, except the annual fees of those systems, but we're not, wasting money on labor for somebody picking up the phone and asking if there's a room available, then sending them the link or, collecting that cash. Streamlining it has been super simple and it's instantaneous. No one likes to call a motel, ask if there's a room, then get there, then do a whole exchange of money. This is literally simple. Within a minute, we could get bookings. And the biggest takeaway is that this used to be a mom and pop motel where the only way you could get a room is if you actually physically drove to the property and hope that the on-site manager was there so that you could get a room. So God forbid the on-site manager was at the grocery store or was out to dinner because then you don't have a room.
And I don't know where he went.
But now the motel is literally advertised on 6 to 8 different platforms, so it's super easy to get a room, even if it's a last-minute booking for the same night. How do we handle guest support and questions when there is no on-site manager? Well, for one, it's clearly stated on the listing and in their check-in confirmation message that there is no on-site manager, so that they need to communicate any special requests or questions ahead of time through whatever messenger app they're using. This has been no problem, and we do have a really amazing groundskeeper and team on site that does live super close. So if something were to happen, we could just quickly send someone there. Knock on wood, that hasn't happened yet. And it's been really easy and really great. And if we know that someone is staying with us for more than 3 to 5 nights, we simply just supply them with extra towels, extra toilet paper, and extra amenities that we know that they're gonna use. Part of the reason that we were in Escanaba for this extensive 5 days was to really find our partner, our boots on the ground, our groundskeeper, our team out there that we can rely on. And we interviewed about 5 different people/companies to see who was gonna be the right fit. I am so thankful that we found are people out there. They're an awesome husband and wife team, and they have the same goal that we have, and we just want to make this motel a better place, and we want to have a really great customer and guest experience.
Looking good, Roland.
They obviously already ran a cleaning company and understood our vision and goal. The only thing that was really a curveball or a challenge for them, not even really a challenge, was just to get acquainted with the systems that we use. They have access to the PMS system to see this calendar and to see all the reservations. We also use Slack internally for all of our communication of what's going on in the motel and just the day-to-day operation. And lastly, they had to get used to the keyless entry and the camera systems because they're there. So they actually have to know how to work and how to operate our surveillance cameras and all of our keyless entry. And for our keyless entry, we're actually using the Yale August lock, which is linked in the bio below. The next question is, what are the actual improvements or enhancements that we made in the motel that was gonna generate the most ROI? The motel has great bones, to be really honest.
This place looks pretty good.
So most of the renovations that happened prior to us getting there were really cosmetic. So it was like new flooring, new coats of paint, and honestly just gutting out like the old furniture and the old carpet and everything and just putting in new and fresh and more modern touches. Obviously, people are most likely stopping at the motel to sleep, so we wanted to make sure that they had a super great mattress, super great pillows to lay their head down at night. So we use the Zenith mattress, which is also linked in the bio below. We do use the Zenith mattresses in most of our Airbnbs, and we use a hospitality brand pillow. This is a little thing that we decided to do, and that is to include 4 pillows on the bed versus then your standard 2 pillows on the bed. I know this is a motel, but we kind of had to have a competitive edge on the other motels in the area. So we thought if we just present a super nice, comfortable, fluffy bed, that it would attract people to book. And honestly, I think it's working. And the reviews are also showing that people love it. Additionally, we also put in new mini fridges. Instead of like old drip coffee machines, we actually put in pod Keurig machines. Keurigs are super just easy to use, super user friendly, and they're cleaner. We don't have like coffee grounds spilling all over the place. It's literally, you just get a pod, put it in, you're done. And instead of using like plastic cups or plastic to-go mugs, we're actually putting nice porcelain mugs in the room. And these little things are kind of like no-brainers for us, but they make a big difference for someone traveling. Like if you're on the road for a week at a time and you have a nice cup of coffee and a nice mug, you're gonna remember that more than having just like an old to-go mug. Or just in like a hot coffee in an old recyclable like cardboard cup. What is the challenge of managing the 3-bedroom home versus all the regular motel rooms? The 3-bedroom house was actually the old manager's house and office, so this was a whole challenge in itself. The owners did spend a lot of time and effort into transforming the old manager office into an awesome 3-bedroom, Airbnb-inspired home. And yes, it is a little weird having a 3-bedroom home on like the motel property. We are getting a ton of families that are passing through. In the area in Escanaba, there's not too many Airbnbs or just homes for rent anyways. So we already have an upper hand having a 3-bedroom home on the property that could house 5 to 6 guests at a time, with plenty of parking. What are the steps that we are taking to ensure that our guests will have a really great experience, knowing that we're still kind of in the remodeling phases at the motel? And basically, it's all strategy. So we're strategically knowing what room we're working on, and we're not placing guests near those rooms. So basically the guests have like kind of no idea we're even working on the other side of the motel. And also we're planning when our maintenance people go or when our groundskeeper goes, we plan very specific dates where we know it's quieter at the motel or that we're not fully booked. But let me tell you, it's been kind of a challenge because we have been booked and busy since relaunching.
There you go, room 3.
What are our long-term plans with the motel, and do we have any plans on making any additions or any new fun things for guests? And the answer is yes. Obviously, this is gonna be a work in progress. The owners just spent a ton of money remodeling, so we're trying to make their revenue back first, and then we are going to expand and put in nicer appliances and, do the outside, add more fun things, maybe do a picnic area. Like, we have so much land that options are kind of endless. But something we are gonna implement very soon for the winter months is that we actually have a lot next door. So we're gonna offer like snowmobile parking, RV parking, just extra basically like storage areas. If people are traveling with like large and fun toys, they could just park their things there. And the best part is, since the lot is right next to the motel, our guests who are utilizing the extra parking spaces literally just have their eyes on their property, which is amazing. And yes, we only have 12 motel rooms in a 3-bedroom house, so we are sold out, which is most likely going to be the case. But guests still want to utilize our extra lot to park their vehicles, we could absolutely do that and charge them separately for it. And also, I'm really looking into getting a vending machine. So if anybody has any vending machine suggestions, hit up your girl, because I'm looking into it. We have been live for close to 3 weeks now at the motel, and it's been a huge success. We're already doubling the numbers that the motel has made in the past, all with just little enhancements, really comfortable beds, fresh paint, new floors, super attainable renovation. And guys, I am so excited to continue the renovation process and make this into a super successful hotel in Escanaba, Michigan. Thanks so much for your support, and make sure you like and subscribe for more Airbnb and now motel content. And we hope to continue to update our viewers on the motel process, so just stay tuned.